You ever watch Psychopaths?
No.
It's an anime about a futuristic society in like the year 21 something, right?
Mhm.
And obviously they have AI and all that stuff, right? And the internet is like a bunch you can like access the internet through like a hologram at your home, sort of like a VR headset and stuff. People have these avatars and they can change their outfit in public using hologram stuff and whatnot. It's pretty slick. And the way they catch criminals isn't normal, right? There isn't like security guards or anything like that anymore, or guns. They have these things called uh like terminators or whatever they're called. And they scan the person and they determine if they have a criminal quotient in their head, right? Like they're about to commit a
Mm.
crime or they've
Mhm.
committed a crime, then it sets it to a different mode, right? So the first one's like done, the second one's like concussed, and the third one's like, eliminate, like blow them up, like explosion, right?
Wow.
And the, and so essentially that's what society has become, and the system determines it, and the system is an AI, and the AI is determined by something that's unknown until the end of the anime, right? I won't spoil the plot or anything, but
Mhm.
or the ending, but and essentially it's always about we're the police officers, we scan these people before they've even committed a crime, we're arresting them, type of thing, right? And it kind
Yeah.
of brings into question like these people that have a high criminal quotient, even though they didn't commit a crime yet, did they deserve to get imprisoned? And if they didn't, what should be the alternative to just let them potentially commit the crime? And if that's not the answer either, then is the answer to truly just judge them before they've committed the act? You know what I mean? And it's kind
Yeah.
of like a whole moral gray area. And I feel like that's kind of where we're headed with Palantir and Instagram and all this other stuff with Meta. And yeah,
We are. They currently track that stuff based on your social media. They cross-reference your social media activity with the previous social media activity of criminals who've already committed crimes, and then they attach a percentage chance to you. That's a current thing that is in the middle of it's being done. And America again is still unique in the sense that it's guilty or sorry, it's innocent until proven guilty. And so there's a chance that we don't exactly hit that marker. But I do see a lot of other countries hitting that marker fairly quickly. And it gets
mm,
even more definitive because these quantum computers that they're inventing can actually they're somewhat made to figure that out, to see what timeline we're on, like what is likely to happen on this timeline, and they can
mm,
very easily figure out if you're more likely to commit a crime or not. But what if you do have that 99% chance for you to commit a crime, or it's 1%? I don't know. It's a question we've brought up before. At what percentage do you go ahead and arrest somebody? Again, American
yeah,
policy is a lot different than pretty much every other country when it comes to arresting people. I don't buy the government's excuse of, oh, we don't have enough information. We need to spy on people even more. Like, that's just
yeah,
not it's just not possible. You're literally seeing into our lives all the time, 24/7. You know damn well when someone's going to commit a crime. You just intentionally let them do it.
yeah.
Only specific people let them do it so that you can have your reaction
False
afterwards.
flag. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, I see that future too. There's no reason that the negatives and positives can't coexist like they've always done. And
yeah.
on that same marker, let's say we did start arresting people who had a 95% chance plus to commit crimes. What if we also promoted, people who were in school who had a 99% chance to be successful? We just kind of put them into a fast track for success, or people who we thought were going to be ill, mentally ill, right? And we put them into a fast track for rehabilitation. Like, obviously, there's a lot of positives and negatives that can come out of any of these situations.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. That is obviously one of the things that is not only a chance of happening, but it's probably likely going to happen. If not in America, then in some part of the world, 100% in other parts of the world.
I think things need to not be based on money. I think they need to be based on what you provide to society. Like if you're a neurosurgeon, you should get access to like S tier housing, S tier food, S tier restaurants, S tier hotels. And if you don't work at all and you're just a fucking bum leeching off the tax system, you get F tier housing, F tier fucking food. You don't get any access to hotels. You don't get any access to restaurants.
That it sounds like capitalism to me. Those guys already do get paid well, and the people who don't, uh, you know, who don't do anything aren't supposed to get paid well. Fucking welfare, it's so
Yeah.
corrupt right now.
Yeah. And then, like, I don't know. I feel like, but if you have a job where you're working full time, then you should be
Like a
entitled to a living space at the very minimum, right? Like you get like C tier housing with C tier food at a C tier restaurant, and maybe a C tier hotel depending on what job you work, right?
I see
And
what
you
you're
just
saying.
give them your fucking driver's license or some shit to identify you, and they're like, okay, your night's been tracked. Here you go. Here's your stuff, right? And obviously, any damages or problems that you cause incurs a fine on you, which like puts like a strike or a point on your thing. And if you get enough points, you get temporarily suspended from certain services and stuff like that.
Yeah. The good part about capitalism is it allows for a change from one system to another. So in a in a world like we live in now, where
Yeah.
previously plumbers are kind of
Think about how much harder people would try to be a better addition to society if they knew the only way for them to get access to a fucking mansion was to learn how to do neurosurgery.
I mean, arguably, people already do work hard to become neurosurgeons because they think that might be their only path.
But nowadays, people think, oh, I can become an Instagram influencer and make a shit ton of money. And they're just total fucking douchebags and no one likes them.
Yes, I mean, it's a negative, right? For I don't know if that's a consequence of capitalism or just the oligarchy. I don't know what.
Think about how many CEOs are out there that have absolutely no idea what the fuck they're doing. They're not required to take any sort of standardized test to confirm that they are applicable to the role that they're in. They're just fucking leeching and mooching off of other people.
They tend to lose their job and eventually, go broke or have to start living minimalized lives. I am only comparing to alternatives. A system like that. I mean, maybe sure, I don't know, but you'd have to apply it to no system like that before. But like for comparison, okay, so then everyone starts signing up to be neurosurgeons, and what's the standard for being a neurosurgeon, especially in a time when AI and robotics is taking over those fields eventually. Yeah. I don't know what the answer is. Thankfully, with capitalism, it moves the money in the direction where there's need. So right now, as AI takes over, we're seeing like plumbers and electricians and shit. Their salaries are actually increasing by like a lot because there's a super strong need for them. That wouldn't happen in like a commie, like in a commie society. It wouldn't work. Because in a commie society, you need to be a part of the government to make a lot of money and get your hold of your mansion. So I don't know. I can only compare what we have to what exists in other parts of the world. I understand what you're saying. I just don't know how to apply it fairly. And in the experience of the world, nobody has ever been able to do that. Everyone just lies and says they can.
Oh, but the same thing happens to the illegals, though. They get kicked out.
Of course, naturally, they still have to get kicked out. But bringing it back to the data centers, okay, yes, we need data centers because people are using AI. And for the most part, AI is being used to create more wealth. And if you're smart, even if you're a poor person, you can use it to create more wealth for yourself. I don't make a lot of money, and I've been using it to help generate more wealth successfully. You all can do that too, most likely even within your already established fields. And if you can't, that's actually good news because it means AI can't take your job and your value is going to go up anyway.